Hello, welcome back to the second part of the phishing series. If you missed the previous video, find it up here or in the video description below. In this video, we will highlight how you can identify phishing attempts. We will show you some quick ways that you can employ to identify a phish, stay a step ahead of hackers, and stay safe online. The links or URLs provided in emails are not pointing to the correct location or are pointing to a third-party site not affiliated with the sender of the email. For example, in this image, the URL provided in the email doesn't match the URL that you'll be taken to. You can identify this by hovering your mouse over a link before clicking it. Another way to identify a phishing attempt is when there's a request for personal information such as social security numbers or bank or financial information. Official communications will not generally request personal information from you in the form of an email. You may also notice that items in the email address will be changed so that it is similar enough to a legitimate email address, but looking closer, you will notice it has added numbers or changed letters. Another way to identify a phishing attempt is when the email or text message is unexpected and unsolicited. If you suddenly receive an email from an entity or a person you rarely deal with, consider this email suspect. When the message or the attachment asks you to enable macros, adjust security settings, or install applications, the email might be a phishing attempt. Normal legitimate emails won't ask you to do this, especially if you are on a corporate network. You can also identify a phishing attempt if the message contains errors. Legitimate corporate messages are less likely to have typographic or grammatical errors or contain wrong information. If the sender address doesn't match the signature on the message itself, you might be a phishing target. For example, an email is purported to be from Mary of Contoso Corp, but the sender address is john@example.com. You can also identify a phishing attempt if there are multiple recipients in the to field and they appear to be random addresses. Corporate messages are normally sent directly to individual recipients. If the destination website looks familiar, but there are inconsistencies or things that aren't quite right, you might be getting phished. Warning signs include outdated logos, typos, or the website asks users to give additional information that is not asked by legitimate sign-in websites. How can you protect yourself and your organization against phishing? The biggest exploit in all social engineering techniques is the human link. It's almost impossible to eliminate this risk, as there will always be people working to manage systems. The best way to cope with it is by employing massive awareness campaigns in organizations. Let your users know what phishing is, what to look out for, how to report it, and keep updating user training manuals in accordance with latest trends. Organizations are encouraged to implement a security policy that requires two-factor authentication to be set up on user accounts. The defense that two-factor authentication provides is that even in the case of password exposure, there is another layer of security that protects the users. This is mostly helpful when phishing is used to steal login credentials. Do not click on links in emails if you do not know where the email originates from. By hovering over links, you can usually tell where they lead to, and you can tell if the destination URL is legitimate as per the email or not. What should you do if you fell victim to a phishing attempt? Contact your system administrator if you are on a work computer. Inform them what happened and take the affected devices offline. Immediately change all passwords associated with your accounts. Make sure you use different passwords for different accounts. Report any fraudulent activity to your bank and credit card company. If you think your credit card details were stolen, close the cards immediately. Review your credit card and bank account statements to identify any suspicious withdrawals and transactions. Confirm that you have multi-factor authentication, also known as two-step verification, turned on for every account you can. More than 90% of all cyber attacks begin with a phishing email. Providing personal information in an email or through a fake website puts your accounts and even your identity at risk. Hackers could use your account to steal money or place orders, and they could use your personal information to commit identity theft. The threat from phishing is partly technology and partly human nature, and hence it's not something you fix once and forget. You're never 100% protected because attackers keep evolving and developing new techniques and varying their approaches. A sophisticated cyber attack always has the potential to penetrate even the best cyber defenses. Whether it's email phishing, spear phishing, and whaling attacks, malicious emails are not going away. You know you need to protect your employees, your data, and your customers. The challenge is to do it effectively with as little interruption to your business as possible and at a price that fits your budget. Thank you for coming this far. This marks the end to our first series here on Blancorp. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to get future educational videos. We will see you in the next one.